the big
Yeah,
wins in. We love celebrating a win.
we do.
And so we have reached our goal of $30,000 in our
Hercules, Hercules.
in our Light the Path campaign. Thanks to every one of you who donated. You saw us lighting candles. You decided to take a step and stand with us on behalf of every woman who is looking for her pathway, looking to find her way back to herself, back to her home, back to her center here at the
Mm.
Women's Center of Halton. And today in the center, I have my friend, I have my business partner, I have my mentor and coach, Miss J. Josette Holness.
Hey, using the government name,
Yeah,
girl. This is Jay's
I'm
fine.
so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm in this protection program. No, I'm joking. I'm not.
Hi, Miss J.
Hi, Nadia. Everybody knows who knows this Jay. Hey, world, how you doing? Thank you for having me. This is so fun.
Yeah,
Yes.
but that's you. You know that that's you. You know that you bring that energy, that
Do
smile, that
I? Am I
happy.
a walking holiday?
You
Thank
are.
you
You are.
so much.
Everyone, today is December 11th. It is the official Miss J Day.
Hey.
Every 11th of the month.
Every 11th, feel free to celebrate, honey.
There you
It's
go.
on you. Okay? Get your credit card out. Shop, shop, shop.
And drip all year long, right?
That's it.
Don't just drip on
Drip
the 11th.
all year
All
long.
year
We
long.
call that the 365, honey.
Thank you. What does
Yes.
drip mean?
It stands for drive, resilience, innovation, and progression. It's who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it stands for, and it's what I live by.
Mm-hmm. Now, I have been introduced to the drip concepts and many of your concepts that have been so helpful for me as a leader, for me as a woman, for me as a mom,
Mhm.
and all the many different spaces and roles that I inhabit and fulfill on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Today, we're talking about the mom role,
Yes, let's step into it.
which we don't always get a chance to take a step back as women in leadership, right? And
Mhm.
discuss not just tips and tricks on how to mother, but really what it means to pass on our values.
Mm.
And if we want to raise children who are going to speak out against violence, then there's some things we have to do. And you were talking to us earlier about the example that you set for your sons, you and
Mhm.
your husband, and the way how you led in your household so that the expectations were clear with them about the role of violence, where the line ends,
Yeah.
Tell us about that. Walk us through your journey as a mom raising amazing sons.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, earlier, if you were here, if you're not, one of the big things we really focused on was character building. And so integrity, understanding, respect, knowing your lane, because sometimes you step out and you just have to take off the indicator and put them back in the lane, you know. But you said something earlier that I really want to touch on is that leadership role. And I think a lot of people, especially in business, because that's my focus is business development. And being a mom helped me to be a better leader. It was part and parcel of my growth. And I think sometimes as women, the identification or self-identity is, well, I'm a mother. And that's not who you are, that's what you do, right? At the core of who we are, it fuels everything that we want to do in life, right? And so that transition of having children and working with kids, I've worked with kids for over 30 plus years. I've worked with children, youth, adults, you name it, but kids and youth were my specialty. And so when I had my own, it taught me the 24-hour rule.
Mm.
Right, that
Can't say goodbye at 5
can't say
p.m.
goodbye at 9 because we're in the centers,
Right.
right, or 10. But and then you go home and you're still doing it. But I think the biggest thing that I learned from it was whatever I was doing, I knew they would follow. And so I especially they're boys, right? And so my biggest thing that I learned from my mother was how to be a woman of worth. My mom used to say to me all the time, listen, sweetie, because I didn't like cooking. I didn't like being in the kitchen. I wasn't that girl. I
Mm.
wasn't that girl to
Mm.
go shopping.
Yeah.
My dad would be like, you don't want to go shopping? No, I'm good. Right. But what she did tell me is that no man can live on TV dinners.
I'ma tell you.
Yeah,
Say that, Granny.
that's it, right? My mom told me she's like, you gotta learn how to cook because you can't. No man, your husband not can't live on TV dinners.
Mhm.
And so watching her raise four of us, watching three girls and a boy, and doing our hair and just the respect she had for my father until her passing, They were together strong, I think 38, 39 years, you know.
Wow.
And so I only was able to witness how they became one. I witnessed how she performed as a woman, as a mom, as a friend, an aunt, you know. And so I think I took a lot of that and decided I wanted to role model greatness instead of just talking about it. And I find a lot of women today, they just talk to their kids about greatness,
Mm.
right? Go to school,
Mhm.
be great, study your books, but they come home and see what? You're sitting on the couch, you're scrolling through your phone, you're just focused on the wrong things. And then you wonder why your kids go left, right? And it's not intentional because sometimes it's about that cycle that they didn't have that level of. And so when others were telling me about their issues, I didn't really have those issues. Outside of the fact my mom would beat me if we did something wrong, right? But so as I grew and I got a chance to engage with community on a regular basis, I understood the power of role modeling, and I understood that a lot of the kids that I've raised in my career still call me mom, auntie, or whatever the case is, and they say it all the time. You just were always on that grind, like you just told us what we could or couldn't do, and we watched what you did,
Right.
right?
Right.
So
That role modeling piece, I want to talk about I know what my children should be doing, but I'm not prepared to do it,
mhm,
versus I am now aware that role modeling is part of what I must do.
must,
I
it's a
mean,
must.
I'm thinking about the women who want to be the
Mhm,
role model, and they know enough. They have the checklist
right,
of the things that you should do
yeah,
to be at least comfortable in life, well off, maybe if not like massively successful.
mhm,
They have the roadmap that we all had, right? The whole go to school, get education thing,
mhm,
whatever. So they want these things for their kids. They want their sons to grow up and be well. They want their daughters to grow up and be well. But they're not well.
yeah.
In all of your work with entrepreneurs, how have you helped women kind of unlock that barrier within themselves that goes from, I know I should set the example for my kids,
Mhm.
but I just can't get my mind to wake up. How does a woman wake herself up and see herself and move forward in that self?
She has to believe she's asleep.
Mm. Say that again.
She has to believe she's asleep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because if she thinks she's awake and
Mhm.
active, then she doesn't know there's a
Girl, I have
problem
to
to
do
solve.
a sister moment.
Oh, thank you,
Just a
Mama.
sister
Thank you.
moment.
Just so y'all
This is
mind your
what we
business
do.
a
Just
minute,
mind your
right? We can
business
just
first. I
like,
got my girl right.
thank you.
You're welcome, girl. I couldn't just. I was like, girl, I'm trying to like give it to you, like, girl, you just pull that out. She wasn't reading the cues.
I wouldn't. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
All good.
But yes, thank you.
But that's because you into it. So I feel you. I feel you.
But yeah, like how do you help them to snap out, to wake up? And she has to first know she's asleep as a sister. How do we pull her together
How
and
do
say,
we
wake
pull
up,
it
mama?
together? Let me tell
Hmm.
you. First I tell them, listen to yourself. I said, I have four things I'm going to teach you as a coach when I'm developing your business. The first one is, what are the demands of your passion? You're saying to me, I want this. I want an empire, Miss J. Love it. I love it. But do you believe it? I'm going to teach you what that means. Right. The second one is teaching you focus and foresight. Too many women live in the present and they don't not live further enough in the future. Right. The third thing is it's understanding that you continuously have to develop yourself. Too many of us, and I include myself, at a certain point where we stop growing in our journey. We just let life take us, and we say, and that's why when you ask, tell me who you are,
Hmm.
the answer I always got was, I'm a
Right,
mom, and
right,
I'm this, and
right.
I'm that, I'm this,
Yeah,
and it's like,
yeah.
no, that's
That's
what
what
you
you do. Right.
do.
Mhm.
Because when you go to your bed, when you die, you're dying as
You.
Miss J.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not dying as a
yeah,
mom.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
These are the roles I served.
Mhm.
And then the last one is really about understanding pushing outside of comfort zones, right? Think about how much times we tell our children, try it, just try it. You never know if you'll like it. And we push and we push. And then I tell you, try it. Well, my raccoon died yesterday and I have to go and fit my duck for a tux. Like it's just a lot of not wanting to try.
Yeah.
So once we get to that place where you recognize you're sleeping, when I wake you up and I give you what you need, I'm just gonna watch you spread your wings and fly.
Yeah.
Because it's in you, right? I tell people I can't help you win. No, that's a lie. I can help you win, but I can't give you the will to win. Right? So if you want to make a change, let's go to work.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna sit here and excuse your life away, well,
call me when you're ready. Call me when you wake up.
Call me when you wake up, girl. Turn on your alarm.
No, you talked about being like a community mom.
Yes.
An auntie. How can those of us who see children, youth going in a particular direction create community around them, especially in the case where mom hasn't woken up yet? How can we come around our collective children to raise children who will speak out against violence?
Help them to understand. To be forewarned is to be forearmed, right? And it's not, and whenever I had those situations where they were in abusive homes, when they were in domestic violence homes, when they were homeless, mom chose the man over, kicked me out, that type of thing. The first thing I said is, don't be upset because she's working from a limited capacity. She either saw something or was witnessing the same thing, but no one taught her how to understand it.
Hard lesson when you're young.
Huge hard lesson.
Powerful.
Yeah, but they're smarter. People underestimate children and youth.
And their resilience.
And they're very innovative.
True.
And they're very progressive. Right? They find ways to cope. But people underestimate that. They think that, well, they're just kids. No, they bring simplicity to every conversation. What's right, what's wrong. There's no gray area, right? But what they don't understand is how to advocate. They don't understand that, what, if mommy's in a situation and daddy is hitting her or talking bad to her, because sometimes it's not physical.
Right.
It's not, they say sticks and stone could break my bones, but these day and age words could traumatize you, right? And so it's helping them to understand and reinforce, do you believe it's wrong? Yes, believe that. Continue believing it. Continue believing it. What you're thinking is exactly right. But so don't blame, because blame creates anger. It creates resentment. And so that relationship with a child and their parent, especially a mother, it's very delicate. Denzel said it best. Your firstborn is a woman's first true love. Right? And a son's first true love and a mom's last true love. And I love that. When I look at my firstborn, they always say, who's your favorite? I say, you are, because you're my firstborn, and you are because you're my last. Right? And so that love, as much as I love my husband as one, there's no love that matches that child. So helping the child to understand how to support mom in her situation is, to me, the best medicine that I could have ever done for my community youth, my kids. And they grew up and was able to move past the trauma versus sitting in it and saying, I can't get through life because this is what I grew up in. Now they're out there thriving because they recognize, when I have the control and power, I can do. And some have helped their own parents. Some have said to mom, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's make those moves.
That is so powerful, because we do overlook the power of the simplicity of a child's
100%.
mind and their ability to be effective if given the tools to advocate and to make a move, right?
1,000%.
And back to that earlier question, a child can wake mom up, right? A child who has the ability, the wherewithal to speak can wake mom up. We don't want it to be the child's responsibility.
But it's for their best benefit.
But it's also for, it's also them getting themselves out.
100%. Yeah.
Now, our kids are going to grow. Your kids are older than mine, right? I'm at 11 and 1. Yeah. We got a lifetime between your birth and my last. Yeah.
They can babysit. Yeah.
Oh, really? I'll take you up
My
on it.
elder one, my younger, he's sworn off.
Well, I'm gonna take you up for it. But they're gonna grow and they're gonna get into their own relationships. One of the things, we're women center, so we're concerned about intimate partner violence. Generally speaking, the woman is the one on the receiving end. But reality and data show that women can very many times be on
much. Oh yeah, girl.
the giving side of violence.
I mean, I remember beating up a few boys back in the day.
She's sorry. But especially when it comes to invisible violence,
right?
We know words as women. We know words are powerful, and we know how to weaponize words, and we can cause pain with our words. And so we send our boys, and they're all la-di-da, mama like this girl, I'm gonna take her out, and all of this. And you start to see, she's breaking my son down, right? For those who have tasted that in their motherhood, right? They have a son, and they're not concerned that their son is going to be the one exacting violence on another, because they set the expectations and they were the role model. But now their son is in a relationship and they can see how he's losing parts of himself. What does a mom do in that case?
It's not the girl, it's him. You got to recognize if your children are deficit as a parent. Too many have blinded themselves to think that they've raised this perfect little specimen who's just going to weather the world. And that's why I say you can't tell a kid to thrive and then you're not doing anything, right? If they watch you their whole life be a victim, what would make them any different? Victimization doesn't happen by gender. It happens by experience, right? So if there's something that's missing, especially with young men, I've been privileged to have a husband and a father who's been part of their life from birth. I didn't have to worry about the baby mama drama and all of that. But what we did witness, and both of us worked in community for decades, what we did witness was no matter how strong you are as a parent, whether you're in a situation or not in a situation, your children are separate to you. Right? So there were times where my firstborn suffered with that self-esteem piece. Talented, but his mental belief was, and so we had to start looking at what is he feeding himself on a daily basis? What is he reading? What is he intaking? What is he watching? And we noticed a lot of what he was watching was not conducive to the mental strength he had, that he was facing. And so in his first real relationship, we saw those parts, but we didn't blame the girl. I used to just say simply, does she resemble what you believe fits the narrative for your growth? And I let him think about it, because we want to protect them, but we got to let them feel it, right? We did when they were young.
Right? You fall down. Is
get
it,
up,
get
brush
up.
off, stop crying. What's wrong with you? Right? We teach them that mentality. And as they get older, we just have to understand that evolves, and that can't be the same get up, brush yourself off. Now it's recognize the red flag in yourself, right? What did mom used to tell us? Show me your friends.
Let's tell you who you are.
I'll show you who you are.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I tell my kids. Show me your surroundings, show me your environment, and then look at yourself. So if you're feeling a way right now, that has nothing to do with me and your dad, has nothing to do with your brother, your sisters. It has everything to do with who you're hanging around with, who you identify as. And giving them moments to think and grow mentally, right? We can't expect that they're going to know it. And I always, when people are like, oh, they should know better.
How are they gonna know?
Girl, we were just on the phone for 4 hours on your situation. Stop the talking. Let's.
They can't just know.
They can't just, like, if me and you, if you're venting to me about your situation, now you turn around and you expect your teenager to understand
just know,
life,
right?
That made no sense.
Yeah.
Make no sense.
two things there. The expectations that we have on children around us. So one, we talked about not recognizing their resilience.
Yeah.
Not recognizing that they're determined, resilient, innovative, and progressive as they are, right? They're driven and they know where they're going if they can just have the opportunity to go in that direction.
That's it.
Then we underestimate the fact that they can see.
Yeah.
Right. So they see mom, in our example, not waking up. Yeah. They see her not realizing the situation.
Girl, let me put it to you real quick.
Yeah.
DRIP is a cycle. The negative side of DRIP is demotivation, confused, frustrated, right? They had a traumatic experience. They're living in it. And I'm not saying they're willingly, some are unwillingly living in it because they just didn't get the help to pass it. So they get demotivated, they get frustrated, and then just the day wears on you, right? That turns into resistance. So they're like, let me help you. No. I'm gonna do bad all by myself.
Right.
I'm gonna fix it and come back, Miss J. Okay, you do that. You broke it in the first place, but okay, get your Gorilla Glue, right? Then it turns into isolation. They pull back. So that your child's watching all of this in motion, right? They're not watching you go get help. They're not watching you reach out, right? And that leads to the P, pity. Now, hashtag the struggle is real. You know, life is lifing. I'm juggling, and it's just the constant negative narrative. So what did you think your children are going to pick up and walk away with?
Right.
And any interaction they have outside that even remotely triggers, they're not triggered because it's a negative experience. They're triggered because this is how my mom reacted to it, right?
So which drip are you dripping?
Which drip are you
drive,
dripping?
Resilience, innovation,
or progression, or demotivation, resistance, isolation, and pity.
Wow. So our parentified children. So you were the kid in this situation. You're grown now. And you are now in all these different, circumstances in life, and you're trying to find your way. Mom did or didn't do whatever. Dad did or didn't do whatever. And now you're coming into your adulthood. How do you stand on the principles that you now know to be true, even if those principles don't reflect your experience? How do you carve your path out now?
Well, first you have to determine, where you want to be, and then find that environment and go in it, and it will teach you where your deficiencies are in your knowledge, skill, and capacity. Right?
Should I be afraid of my deficiencies when they come up?
Never.
Should I feel like I am a failure as a person when I see my deficiencies?
No.
I'm asking you these questions because I got some conversations with some young people going right now. I'm going to fast forward to this point.
Yeah.
But when I, as a young person, meet myself in my deficiencies, what do I do?
You figure out where you want to be with it, right? It's like, I want to be a basketball player. I want to play in the pros. Well, then you got to show up at the gym 6 days a week and you got to put in the work.
And it hurts.
It hurts.
And it's hard.
It's hard. Hence why I'm still a bit on the overweight side.
I
showed up at the gym, honey, lifted a weight and be like,
watching the rolls in the camera, just covering, getting the pillow up,
I mean, I dropped 43 pounds in the past year because of one thing. I stopped living in my deficiency. I decided, you know what? I can fix it, right? Or I could live in it. It was getting expensive.
New clothes.
Said that it's out of stock. This is becoming expensive.
How many X's now?
Right? Because when I was a tiny little thing before kids, I could shop at Stitches and all these little places for $5-10 dress. Now you're charging me for all this material? I'm going to the gym. I can't deal. I just can't deal with it, right? But it doesn't mean, and that's not for everybody. That's for me, right? But when you are finding a deficiency, understand that there's a solution to it. But that's what people don't understand. I think people get so caught up in being deficient. It's almost like you don't know you need the sun until your body starts breaking down and you realize we don't get enough vitamin D as Black women.
Right.
We need it, right? But we don't think about it.
No.
Right? Until we go away and come back and we're feeling all refreshed. It was just sun. We were. So when you get that deficiency, you're gonna feel bad. That's a feeling is a feeling. But the question you have to ask yourself is, what am I gonna do with that feeling? Am I gonna live in it for the next 10, 15 years? Or am I gonna go and try to fix the situation? And maybe the deficiency turns out to be your biggest strength. But it needs to be nurtured. It needs to be trained, right? So that's what I would say. They don't, and again, how did the parents deal with it, right? If mom saw a deficiency in herself, she most likely did it negatively, and she just complained about it. So that when you hear it, you can't copy the negative behavior behind it. Find the environment you want to be in, and you will find the solution you are seeking.
That's right. That's right. Now you got boys. I got girls. Pray for me, y'all.
Pray for you, especially if they like Nadia.
Oh, Lord
girl, call out to him.
Listen. I know that I come from a long line of very highly opinionated women.
It will come back.
I am sure they're laughing their heads off.
They are. Karma
as
is.
I go through this motherhood journey.
Karma is.
It is. And one of the things that I'm noticing, my 10-year gap, yes, with my older daughter and my younger daughter, is the difference between this and this, right? It's so slight, right? So the baby, she doesn't know. She's rolling her hands around, and it connects. There are two things. One, what's my reaction? Oh, you just hit me, right? Sometimes that hit triggers something deep within us that we didn't realize was still in there, right? But she's a baby. Yeah, so what do you say? Oh, no. Well, we speak Spanish, right? Yeah. So y'all say gentle hands. We say suave, mama, suave, right?
Who says gentle hands? Me?
Y'all English-speaking people.
No, girl, you better keep that to the British.
But we say suave, smooth, soft, gentle, dulcemente, something like that. And just the understanding that violence can look like love because the difference between these two is so slight.
Yeah. Well, it's also the reaction.
Right. And so speaking out against violence, one of the things I want to make sure that my girls are able to do is identify it when it's coming.
Yeah.
Towards them and out of them.
Yeah. Same thing I say to my sons, like don't. And they're like, my eldest, he's more dramatic. He has the flair. I mean, he's mama. He's his mama. And I love it. And I hate it sometimes. But he, when he flares, I know it's not towards me as a woman, but I have to help him to understand perception is stronger than reality sometimes, right? So you cannot respond the way you're responding because it's not
part 2 on showing up in the world as Black sons and Black daughters. That's a whole other conversation,
especially when they're 6'5".
Right? Yeah, right. You got two tall, strapping young men, right?
When he was a kid, I used to say to him, "You got to be careful with your size." But he was always a protector of girls. Always, he had his little sisters wherever he was, and anybody deal with them wrong, here comes him to save the day. Yeah. You know what I mean? But as he's gotten older, he's getting into his emotional IQ now. And so it's like understanding that you cannot flare. With me, I understand who you are, but you flare, not in the sense of violent.
Right.
But just,
having an emotion.
Yeah, just having an emotion.
Experiencing life.
Yeah. Understanding how that now looks between you and another person, especially if if you're having a girlfriend or whatever, you have to understand the impact. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Oh, I don't want to talk about it. No, that's not the right. Let's talk about it, or give me a few minutes.
Right.
Let me just calm down and get my act together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I think the big part is how they saw their dad treat me. And so I am the queen. I am the empress of my home. I am their, biggest love and supporters. And my husband treats me like gold. Right. And so that's what they saw.
It's very adorable to watch, by the way.
Oh, so much. But yeah, so they've had that role model, and my husband has role modeled for so many young men in communities growing up, basketball world, and things of that nature. So it's something that role modeling, I'll just go back to it. I'll just have to go back to it all the time. You can say, practice what you preach, because whatever you say is really transparent if you're not doing it. Right. And so your point with it can come from us as well. Sometimes I have to watch my mouth because I'm Trini by blood. And so
the Caribbean does be boiling up.
Girl, and I'm quick with it. Like my tongue is legit quick, right? So there's times where my husband will say something, I'm like, but, and then I have to pull it back and say, yeah, that's probably not the right thing to say, because I'm showing, and he's not very reactive. He knows how to handle me, like he knows. But I have to keep thinking to myself, if I'm going at my husband that way, and if a girl goes at, if their girlfriends go at them, I don't want them to feel that that's right, that they should take it. Right? Handle it.
Yeah.
With respect and kindness, but that respect has to be there.
Right.
Has to be there.
And so you can't draw that boundary unless, like you said, you realize that what's coming at you doesn't match what you believe about yourself.
100%.
And that inner work, at the end of the day, and this is one of the harder parts to work through, and why I'm so glad that here at the center we provide free counseling, free peer support, free court support, free help with employment, because I can give you all the tips and tools, but until you do that inner work, until you do that deep, uncomfortable work, facing ourselves in the mirror and asking, what do I actually believe about me? So when he said these things about me, did it sound familiar because that's what I say about myself? Are the words that I'm hearing coming out of someone's mouth matching the things I say inside my head? And is that why it's been so hard for me to identify, okay, this is violence. This, people can have different opinions. You may not like me and you may share that. Good luck to you. But, it's not about I have a different opinion on your activity or your behavior. At which point this goes from analyzing and assessing behavior to violence. Because it doesn't match. I heard one of my mentors, he said, an enemy is anyone who seeks to reduce your influence.
Right. Which also tops that saying, if you tame the enemy inside, right, the enemy outside can do no harm. Right. So to your point, if you are talking that way and internalizing, that usually comes from one thing: lack. You're not
back to those deficiencies.
You're not the knowledge, your skill, your capacity, you're lacking. And women especially lack faster because they consume themselves with what they do.
Right.
So I'm going to give all my attention to my children because I want to be a super mom. But guess what? Your kids aren't going to be super kids if you're tired, angry, frustrated, demotivated. No matter how much cookies and McDonald's you bring for them, they're picking up on the nonverbal cues. Right? So if you stay in that relationship and it's wrong, what are you telling your daughter? What are you telling your son? And then when you see the cycle happening, now you want to tell them, you guys are idiots. You guys didn't learn from me, but you're still there. And sometimes even if you're physically away, mentally you're still
stuck.
You're stuck there. And
yeah. And that's why we're here. The center is here because we are here to work through this with you. It's hard to accept the reality that you're stuck, that you're asleep.
Yes.
And the waking up process is also uncomfortable for us. And so we need someone who's going to hold our hands and walk us all the way through it. And we know it's not going to be smooth sailing at all times. It's not necessarily going to be, oh, well, yes, you recognize that you're experiencing violence. You're going to leave tomorrow. You might leave, you might go back. We know that this is a process.
Get into it,
right? It'll take a while to get out, right? But we're here for you. We're here for you, where you are now, the you you're growing into, and all the variations of you in that process. So that you can be that role model for your own children or for our community's collective children. If we want our children to speak up about violence, we need to make sure that, one, we don't underestimate their power, their advocacy, their agency, We understand that if they are given opportunity, that they can be driven, resilient, innovative, and progressive. We also understand that if we don't give them opportunity, they'll be demotivated, resistant, isolated, and taking pity on themselves and asking for pity from others. We know that if we are not the ones setting this example, if we're at least able to say, I can't be the role model, put your children in the place where they want to go so that they can be surrounded by their role models,
Yes.
so that they can know the difference between the violence in their heads, the peace in their heads, the violence coming towards them, and the peace that they can walk into. Miss J,
Yeah.
diamonds as always.
Thank you, girl. I'm on these streets trying to catch these gems and
Yeah.
share them. I want to thank you. And for those who are, you're watching, thank you for being here. And if you are in that situation, take advantage of what the resources. I think sometimes we think to ourselves, tomorrow, tomorrow. It's today.
Yeah,
It's today. Like,
absolutely.
yeah, because you have a whole life ahead of you.
That's right.
A whole life ahead of you. So don't waste it.
No,
Don't
our
waste it.
phones ring until 8 p.m. We are in the office. We open the office from 10 a.m. till 8 p.m. on Mondays, 10 to 5, Tuesday to Friday, and our phones ring till 8 p.m.
Love that.
Call us, my friends. We're here for you so that you can find yourself, find your home, find your center. This has been Wounds to Wonder. Thank you.